Are you enjoying the game today, too? Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Hello.
We're setting the Wayback Machine for the Famicom Golden Age, 1988 to be exact. We're packing a lot of courage and diving deep into a Namco classic that truly redefined what pain was on an 8-bit console.
We are talking about Kai no Buken.
The Quest of Kai.
And this deep dive takes us right to the chronological beginning of the Babylonian Castle saga.
Right, so even though it was the third game released,
After Tower of Druaga and the Return of Ishtar, yeah.
it's formally Episode 0. We're stepping back in time to see the prequel, all about the Priestess KI, before Gilgamesh even starts his quest.
And what a statement this game was. The first two were, very RPG influenced.
Oh, absolutely. Top-down mazes, finding hidden items, solving puzzles.
This game tears that script up completely. The developers just tossed the top-down perspective and gave us a pure, brutally difficult side-view jump action game.
That genre shift was jarring. It was jarring, going from cryptic puzzles to pixel-perfect action.
It made it instantly divisive. We're trading Gil's sword for Kai's, her signature, notoriously frustrating floating action.
It was definitely a high-risk move from Namco. So if the gameplay was that different, the story had to be strong enough to tie it all together. What's the setup for Kai's? I mean, it's basically a suicide mission, right?
It really is. The game starts in a really tragic place. The kingdom of Babylon has been completely annihilated by the Sumer Empire.
Total destruction.
And the god Anu, he retaliates. He destroys the tower the Empire built, but that act of divine power, it accidentally weakens the seal on the blue crystal rod.
And that's the opening the demon Druaga was waiting for.
Precisely. Druaga revives, he uses his own magic to repair the tower, steals the rod, and just barricades himself inside.
So the world is in ruins, and everyone's lost hope.
Everyone except Kai, the priestess of Ishtar. She's nursing her lover, Prince Gilgamesh Gil, who was critically injured. She's watching everything fall apart, but she's the only one who doesn't give up.
And that devotion is basically her superpower here.
It literally is. The goddess Ishtar sees her courage and gives her a magical tiara. And this tiara turns her inner strength, her resolve, into lightness.
Allowing her to jump and float.
Exactly. It's what lets her challenge the tower alone. It's a great setup. It makes her a true warrior, not just a character to be rescued.
And what's really cool, looking at the lore, is this game was the first time they actually named the two kingdoms. Babylon and Sumer.
Yeah, it fleshed out the world building so much more.
It really grounded the whole saga. Okay, so let's get past the beautiful tragedy and straight into the chaos. The main goal is familiar.
Find the key, reach the exit, don't run out of time.
But how you do that is, well, it's ripped straight from another game, isn't it?
It is. The 1983 Atari arcade game, Major Havoc.
I remember reading the development code name was Minor Havoc.
That's right. Which is a perfect name. They're acknowledging the inspiration, but tweaking it for this excruciatingly demanding home console platform.
Man, it absolutely delivered the Havoc.
For sure. Kai's jump, using the A button, it's not like Super Mario, it's all about altitude control. You hold A, she floats up, you let go, she drops like a rock.
And you can move side to side the whole time trying to find that perfect arc.
Which requires an absurd level of mastery for some of these stages.
And then they added the B dash. This is where the true Hachimeka, the sheer frustration, kicks in.
The B dash. It gives you this huge burst of horizontal speed, but the inertia is almost unmanageable. You do not stop on a dime.
Not even close. Precision is just out the window.
It's all about controlled momentum. And if you mess up even slightly, you get the single most punishing thing in the game.
The head bump.
The head bump.
I can still see it.
Perfect.
If you hit a ceiling or a wall while dashing, Kai just crumples into this little ball, holding her head, and you can't do anything.
We're just stuck there, totally uncontrollable, while that timer is just screaming towards zero. It felt like an eternity when I was a kid.
It really did. And this is where the game gets kind of mean. There's a critical mechanic that wasn't in the manual.
The hidden recovery trick.
Exactly.
The sources all point this out. If you're in that crouch and you mash the A button like crazy, you can shorten the recovery time.
But if you panic and mash B,
it actually makes it longer. It
Yeah.
slows you down. And not telling players that. That's a deliberate choice to make the game for, the hardcore maniacs.
to top it all off, Kai, being a priestess, has 0 attacks.
Nothing. You evade. That's it. Your only help comes from the items.
And some of those items are absolutely essential. The wing is probably the most important.
Oh, for sure. It lets you do mid-air jumps, basically turning that float into real flight. Then you've got your time stop, the one-hit barrier shield.
And the classic Druaga items like the orb to get past the ogre and the cross for the vampire.
Right, so there's still that element of strategic item use.
But the enemies, oh man, the enemies were designed to punish you no matter what you had. I think every kid who played this has trauma from the mad element.
The mad element is the ultimate troll monster. It's completely hidden under the floor, no warning. And the second you walk over its invisible spot, it just pops out and kills you. You can't react, you just have to memorize where it is.
Pure memorization. And that led to the mis-bypass technique, right? A calculated sacrifice.
Yeah, sometimes it was just easier to run into a slime on purpose, lose one life, and have it gone when the stage restarted.
Better than losing 3 lives trying to dodge a mad element.
A necessary evil. But you couldn't do it for all of them. The terrifying archghost, for example.
Oh, the invisible one.
Yep, totally invisible until you find the candle item. A direct callback to the original arcade game.
Okay, let's talk evaluation. Because this game was so punishing, but it also got a lot of praise. Oddly enough, for being more accessible.
It's a paradox, right? The thinking was, because it was pure action, you didn't need a notebook full of cryptic clues to make items appear, like in the arcade original. You could just pick it up and play.
But that accessibility hits a brick wall pretty fast with those physics.
It does. The other side of the coin is that the super precise, floaty controls made it a game only for maniacs. Zero room for error. It was all stress, no exhilaration for a lot of people.
If you hated the controls, you called it a kusoe. A crap game.
But if you mastered them, it was transcendent. There was this huge satisfaction in controlling Kai with that level of detail. It was all about muscle memory.
But there was one thing everyone agreed on. The aesthetics.
The game is beautiful for a Famicom title, and we have to talk about the game over screen.
An absolute work of art, a full-screen illustration of Kai.
The creator, Endo, even called it an outstanding achievement. You have to remember, Kai's sprite in the first game was kind of generic. This was a very deliberate effort to make her beautiful and compelling.
And they gave you that gorgeous image every time you failed, which was a lot.
The music, too. Junko Ozawa's score, especially the opening theme, Kai's Journey, is so light and cheerful.
Which just makes the brutal difficulty feel even more absurd. And that contrast brings us perfectly to the controversies. The developer trolling.
Yes, the legendary Floor 25. A meticulous, mean-spirited recreation of a super confusing floor from the original Tower of Druaga.
You can grab the key and leave, but there's this little side path with a treasure chest just taunting you.
And that side path is a nightmare. It's narrow, full of traps, tons of enemies, and 2 beholders that are almost impossible to dodge.
Getting through it takes incredible skill, probably costs you 2 lives, and you've only got 62 seconds to do it all.
And after all that effort, all that sacrifice, the reward in the chest is...
A mimic. A monster that kills you instantly.
It's a perfect replica of the disappointment from the original game. It is glorious, top-level trolling from the developers.
Just a little wink to the fans who'd been there from the beginning. And then the other controversy, the one we mentioned, not putting the recovery mechanic in the manual.
Yeah, that's less of a wink and more of just a dirty trick.
For sure. It really filtered out anyone who wasn't completely obsessed. But the main story, that actually ends at floor 60, right? You get an ending there.
That's the end of the narrative, yeah. First ending, first staff roll. But for the heavy users who thought that was too easy.
The developers gave them the special stages.
40 more floors. Floors 61 to 100, designed for pure punishment and endurance.
And they introduced the single most soul-crushing mechanic I can think of. The ZAP system.
The ZAP system is the antithesis of a reward. Normally, a warp item is great. The good dragon Quox shows up, sends you ahead a few floors.
But not in the special stages.
In the special stages, they become ZAP traps. The evil dragon appears and throws you all the way back down the tower to a floor below floor 60.
The psychological damage of that is just immense. The higher you climb, the further you fall if you make one mistake.
It is digital psychological warfare. They warn you once on floor 61, but after that, it's merciless.
You can see how brutal it is in that legendary Game Center CX Christmas special.
Oh, that episode is gaming history. The host, Arino, spent 8 hours on floor 98 alone, a single stage. The whole broadcast was almost 9 hours long.
It just shows the insane level of perfection the game demanded at the end.
And right in the middle of all that pain, the developers drop in some fun, the cameo corner.
A total Hachimecha moment. You've got guest stars from other Namco games showing up.
Namco from Mappy, Ayusuke from Pac-Man.
Buka from Dig Dug. Even the Genko Shokunin toy makes an appearance.
Just this little moment of 8-bit absurdity, a brief, cheerful distraction.
Before the grim conclusion. Because no matter how skilled the player is, the story of Episode 0 has a canonical bad ending.
It does. Kai is captured by Druaga.
And turned to stone. Which, of course, sets up Gil's entire quest in Tower of Druaga. It's a really heavy ending for a Famicom game.
So heavy that Endo, the creator, later said he regretted it. He apparently got a complaint from a little girl who beat the game and was devastated to see Kai turn to stone.
Wow.
He said he'd stop making such dark, visually heavy endings after that.
So the true ending is only for the people who beat all 100 floors.
That's right. If you clear all 100, you get a special staff message and the original Druaga ending music plays. A little nod to the masters. But the story ending, Kai's capture, that stays the same.
So what's its legacy? Divisive, for sure. A masterpiece to some, a kusoji to others.
But it cemented Kai's place as a true hero, not a damsel in distress. Her courage and sacrifice are what kick off the entire saga. The satisfaction of mastering those physics was immense.
And the final takeaway, I think, is the sheer endurance it demanded.
Absolutely. Think about it. You're playing on a Famicom, no save feature, no passwords. If you wanted to clear all 100 of those ZAP-filled floors.
You had to do it in one sitting.
One sitting. That could be half a day, maybe more, without turning off your console. That level of dedication, that demand for mastery without a pause. You just don't see that in games anymore. It's a true testament to the 8-bit era.
A commitment to courage, indeed. Will the game be fun tomorrow, too? Have a nice game.